family. My name is Vicki Dillard for African Diaspora News Channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. As you come in, be sure to give us a big thumbs up, and share the broadcast. That way others will know that we're here. And for that, we say thank you so very much, family. Now, I'm sure some of you by now have heard of the absolute catastrophe and ever decreasing impact and influence of what was formerly a legendary Black foundational Black American magazine known as Essence Magazine. Now, how many of you all know that over the recent years, some of us have been calling out Essence for a number of different things, and it was quite clear to us that there was an agenda to absolutely destroy Black American culture from a magazine that we created, that was made for us and by us. Yes? Well, in addition to Essence Magazine, 50 some odd years in existence, um, a spinoff to Essence, a companion to Essence, is what has become an iconic annual convention known as the Essence Fest. I should call it the festival in New Orleans, mostly Louisiana. Yes, it's a big, huge thing, and it has been for many years. Well, again, in recent years, it has been declining, and it is not by accident. Now, we have discussed over time, you can look up some of this information yourself, that the new owner of Essence Magazine, specifically under the leadership, under the helm of Rich Dennis. Now, he is a migrant, a foreigner, which for the most part, most of us don't have any issues with that. The issues that most of us in America have is when our government and different entities and people give money, houses, cars, jobs, clear records of people that violate the law to get here. But those of us who created and built the United States of America, you don't do those same things. You see how something is wrong with that? And do you see that if you can't see our point, even if you're from another part of the world, that something might be wrong with you too? Well, this is the issue in general, but I am a woman of the nations. I'm a woman of the world. I just make sure I keep the main thing, and that my people are not disrespected in this country that we built. Talk black to me, somebody. Where is my gavel? I have to hit the gavel. For those of you that don't know, the Vicki Show is the home of the hand claps and the gavel raps, baby. I'm the OG of that. And I bring that up because there have been some major changes with Essence Magazine, the ownership, the agenda, the readership. Well, the festival has been a real, a sore problem for them, because not only because of them spending money, but it's not a good look for the world to see you having a loser convention. Now, Essence draws presidential candidates, presidents, former first ladies, all this kind of stuff, in addition to some of the biggest and hottest names in music, in arts, food, business, influence. Well, you don't have a lot of influence, and it's not a good look when the average person that was your faithful, loyal patrons have lost faith in you. Now, they were doing competitive things there with other cultures and other ethnicities to take over. And so that was obviously a problem. But to add insult to injury, you all have the nerve to get mad that a lot of Black Americans are not with it. Well, why don't you appeal to the people that you are trying to replace us with? That's what I don't understand. Why don't you spend all that time and energy with all those other people that you wanted to replace our culture with? Why don't you get all of them on board to make up your conference? Well, they're having issues now. And guess what? When a well-known platform that's known as Earn Your Leisure, I'm not here to beat up on them, I made a comment when they posted they was having the owner on, and they were talking about a number of different business things, but what they specifically talked about, the Essence, uh, made a reference to that. I made a comment, a respectful comment, indicating how I called him out about suing local Black business a couple, 2.5, almost 3 years ago in New Orleans, and Black people in New Orleans during Essence Fest. Yes, under the new leadership. And even if you felt, that is to say, Essence, that the bookstores were in error by how they were using the Essence Fest uh, to promote an event that they were having at the bookstore, There were other folks that were also calling out Essence magazine for suing the folks because there were other ways that Essence could have handled it. Essence chose to override those other more conciliatory efforts to fix this and just went to court. What does that tell you about them? But when I commented, I was told by actually one of you, my supporters, that my comment was hidden, blocked from viewership, after it was clear that folks could see that Vicki Dillard was commenting about the fact that she called out that owner for suing local Black businesses. And then after that, I was told that they put up a video on one of the other social media, just a little short clip, and some of you went off so bad about the new leadership there and them disrespecting Black Americans that they removed the video. Now, I want to say this. It is very important that if we're going to be on code and about upward mobility for our people in Black America, we cannot do the dirty work for people that's doing us dirty. That is to say, we cannot shield them from truth and proper criticism when they are found to have been in violation, and quite frankly, some of us would say predatory in their nature of taking over some of the businesses. But one of the things that we have to be clear, and I want you to see this article here that I'm referring to, that some people miss, is that when Essence sued that Black bookstore known as Baldwin and Company, when they sued that bookstore, what some folks don't realize is that Essence used, among other things, a legal maneuver that was known as a clean zone ordinance. I'm reading from this Axios article, and there's a section here that was saying that because of pressure that I helped to put on Essence magazine, and that's a fact. It was others that complained too, but it was when I got involved in it back-to-back broadcast that they removed the bookstore, and then later some of the others that were named. I brought this up a couple of plus years ago, but I'm bringing this up again now because I don't want us to miss this. When we try to give Essence the benefit of the doubt about what they're doing and the reasons for which they took over this iconic Black American magazine, I believe they did it, number one, to have political access, because by having being the owner of this profound Black magazine, they had access to like politicians, the White House, and other such things. So I believe that one of the reasons they came and commandeered that magazine was so they can get access for other things they were doing. That's my belief. The other thing that I want to point out is that when they sued those Black people in that Black iconic bookstore, one of the things the bookstore spokespersons was saying is this. In this article from Axios from a few years ago, it says this: New Orleans on Friday found Baldwin's event to be in violation of the city's clean zone ordinance, according to a statement from Mayor LaToya Cantrell's office. The new city ordinance is supposed to protect against competition. The new city ordinance, let me read that again, is supposed to protect against competition in designated parts of town. A previous version was challenged by the ACLU. It says, such actions are not only unjust, but also, this is what Essence said, talking about such actions were unjust and it tarnished their reputation. I don't believe that for nothing, but that's what they said. I'm skipping, but I want you to listen to this part. One of the spokespersons for the bookstore: let's continue to stand together, uplift one another, and amplify the voices of Black-owned businesses, a Sunday morning post on Baldwin's Instagram page said, along with the photo of D.A. Jason Williams, and high-profile civil rights attorney. It says, after Essence dropped Baldwin, the bookstore, from the lawsuit, Johnson released a statement comparing the saga to David and Goliath and saying he will continue fighting against the unconstitutional clean zone ordinance. Listen, y'all, that suppresses local businesses in favor of big corporations. Why in the hell would Essence Magazine be on the stomping ground of New Orleans, Louisiana, that was known for holding and hosting one of the most iconic Black festivals ever? You come into their city, their state, and sue legendary bookstores and Black people and other litigants during the Essence Festival. Instead of addressing the matter in a more conciliatory manner, you took it to court. Watch this. But then you're going to add a law there that the locals are saying, as I just quoted, is actually meant to drive out the local small businesses and protect this big business. What does that tell you about the agenda of Essence Magazine? I got a part 2 for this too, so don't miss it. Be sure to comment below. Family, be sure to go to my website at VickiPlanet.com and follow me there. Family, be sure to hype the video, thumbs up, and share. How many of you all know that sometimes it's difficult for folks to find us, so we want you to be very intentional about looking for us and share the broadcast, download the app. My name is Vicki Dillard. Again, connect with me at my website at VickiPlanet.com. I can't wait to see you again.